Imagine it's 2009. You finish school, you throw your bag on the floor, you invite your friends online. The lobby music starts playing. Someone is screaming through the microphone.
She got a microphone and you telling people to shut the fuck up. Why you got it, bitch?
Rust, terminal, high rise, Nuketown, firing range. The intervention spins. The ACR lasers across the map. The MP7 dominates Black Ops 2. The zombies crew loads into Tequino their Toten. Life was just simple. Call of Duty wasn't just another video game. It was a cultural phenomenon. Millions of players created memories that have lasted almost 20 years. Now imagine that, but experiencing all of that again with modern graphics, modern servers, crossplay, 60 to 120 FPS, while preserving everything that made these games legendary. Infinity Ward, Treyarch, Activision. This isn't just nostalgia. This is one of the biggest business opportunities in gaming history. Today, I want to present an idea. One package, one launcher, 6 legendary games, fully remastered. The Call of Duty Golden Era package. Now, every single year, people ask the same exact question. When are we getting Modern Warfare 2 remastered multiplayer? When is Black Ops 2 coming back? Can we play Mode at War again? Why can't I experience these games with modern graphics? These conversations never stop. The demand has existed for over 10 years, and yet it has never truly been answered. Instead of bringing these games back, they slowly disappear. Servers become empty. Hackers ruin the public matches. Old consoles die. Entire generations of players never experience what made Call of Duty become the biggest shooter in the world. We're watching gaming history slowly disappear, and I think that's a mistake. Imagine launching one application. Instead of seeing one Call of Duty, you see an entire museum of greatness. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2. Every campaign, multiplayer, zombies map, Spec Ops mission, DLC map, everything fully rebuilt, not remade, not reimagined, remastered, preserving the movement, the gunplay, the sound design, the maps, the identity, but with modern graphics, modern anti-cheat, modern matchmaking, crossplay, updated audio, instant loading, and dedicated servers. Everything players expect in 2026, but underneath is still the exact games we fell in love with. Now, this is something that we can learn from Halo, actually. Microsoft already proved this works with the Halo Master Chief Collection. It became one of the greatest preservation projects in gaming history. Instead of separating every Halo, they unified them. Players could instantly jump between games. Entire generations discovered Halo for the first time. Older fans returned. New fans were created. Content creators exploded. Competitive tournaments returned. Why can't Call of Duty do the same? In many ways, Call of Duty has even bigger opportunity because these 6 games represent arguably the most iconic era in FPS history. Now, this is an open letter to Infinity Ward, Treyarch, Raven Software, and Activision. This next part of the video is for you. I'm making this because I genuinely believe there is an opportunity sitting right in front of you that could become one of the biggest moments in Call of Duty history, maybe even gaming history. An opportunity that benefits every single person involved, the developers, the publishers, the shareholders, content creators, the competitive community, the zombies community, and the casual players, and the millions of people who simply want to relive the greatest era this franchise has ever seen. And for years, we've been asking one question. When are the old games coming back? Not just Modern Warfare 2, not just Black Ops, all of them from the golden era, every single one. Because when people talk about the golden era of Call of Duty, they're not talking about one game. They're talking about an entire generation from Call of Duty 4 in 2007 all the way up to Black Ops 2 in 2012. These 6 games didn't just sell millions of copies. They built one of the biggest entertainment franchises in history. They've shaped an entire generation of gamers. They created YouTubers like Ali, for example, who's went on to go and do stuff with Fortnite. They created esports careers. They created lifelong friendships. They created memories that people are still talking about nearly 20 years later. And that's something very few games can ever claim. So here's my proposal. Don't remaster one game. Don't remake one campaign. Don't release Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer on its own. Think bigger, much bigger. Give yourself 1 or 2 years of a break and use that break to create one definitive collection, one launcher, one ecosystem, one package, and call it the Golden Era package, including Call of Duty 4, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3, and Black Ops 2. And like I said, every campaign, every multiplayer map, every zombies experience, every Spec Ops map, every DLC, everything remastered from top to bottom. Because that's what people actually want. We don't want Modern Warfare 2 with slide canceling. We don't want Black Ops with Omni movement. And we don't want World at War turned into something it never was. We want those games exactly as we remembered them, only rebuilt using today's technology. Give them modern graphics, give them 4K textures, give them HDR, modern lighting, ray tracing, crossplay, anti-cheat, dedicated servers, give them modern matchmaking, cross progression, make them run flawlessly on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, but keep the gameplay untouched because those games became legendary for a reason. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. This is something that is absolutely easy to fix. Now, one thing I want to make very clear is that this proposal isn't asking you to abandon your current model. I understand that games can be more expensive to make today than ever before. Studios have thousands of employees, technology is more advanced, development cycles are longer. I mean, look at GTA 6, for example. Like, that game was set to release in 2023. Now it's 2026. I mean, like, come on. Like, GTA 5 was released in 2013, for God's sake. You have investors to answer to, you have shareholders, you have revenue targets. I understand that. So I'm not standing here saying, give us everything for free. Quite the opposite. Charge a premium, make it a premium product. Charge $100 for it. And I would gladly pay for that. No problem. I think I can speak for most of the COD community on this. I think most of the community would happily pay that price for 6 fully remastered games, cosmetic bundles, DLCs, COD points, and then can still continue making money afterwards. And it's literally a win-win for everyone and continue to generate recurring revenue. You win because you get all that revenue, and we win because we get all the 6 remastered games from the golden era. And also, never make it pay to win. Let cosmetics fund the future while gameplay stays authentic. That's a model people have already accepted before. Call of Duty 4 Remastered proved that. So why not stop at one game? Expand that philosophy across the golden era. Because here's the reality. This isn't just 6 remastered games. This becomes an evergreen platform. A platform that can last an entire console generation. Every week, there's a different featured playlist, another tournament every month, seasonal zombies events, classic prestige races, sniping competitions, search and destroy championships, creator tournaments, throwback weekends, double XP events, community challenges. The possibilities are endless. And every one of those events keeps players coming back. And I know what people are going to say. What about the next Call of Duty? What about the yearly releases? What about GTA 6? Now, here's my answer to that. I don't think this competes against your future. I think it strengthens it. People don't stop buying new Call of Duties because the classics exist. If anything, it reminds them why they fell in love with Call of Duty in the first place. And regarding GTA 6, yes, it's going to be one of the biggest launches in gaming history. I get that. Nobody doubts that. But Call of Duty has something completely different to offer. Replayability, competitive multiplayer, social experiences, late night sessions with friends, thousands of hours of gameplay, and GTA 6 will dominate in conversation. And I think they have that as well, but not in the level as Call of Duty does. The Golden Era package could dominate people's free time for years. And these two things can exist together. One doesn't have to replace the other. Now, finally, I want to leave you with this thought. This isn't just about nostalgia. This is about preservation. Movies get restored, music gets remastered and remixed, classic books are reprinted, historic buildings are preserved. Gaming deserves the same respect. These 6 Call of Duty games helped define an entire era of interactive entertainment. They deserve to be preserved for future generations. Right now, many of them are becoming increasingly difficult to experience as they were originally intended. Servers age, hardware becomes obsolete, communities shrink. Eventually, unless something changes, those experiences disappear, but they don't have to. You have the opportunity to ensure they live on, not as forgotten relics, but as living, thriving games that millions of players, both old and new, can enjoy together. Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Raven Software, and Activision. You already created these masterpieces once. Now you have the opportunity to preserve them forever. Not just for the people who grew up with them, but for the next generation that deserves to understand why Call of Duty became the biggest shooter in the world. This isn't simply a business opportunity. It's a chance to honor your own legacy. And I genuinely believe that if you build it with care, authenticity, and respect for what made these games special, the community and I will stand behind you. We aren't asking you to recreate our childhoods. We're asking you to preserve a piece of gaming history. And I think that's a legacy worth leaving. So if anyone that has made it this far, or if anyone from Infinity Ward, Treyarch, Raven Software, Beanox, or Activision has somehow made it this far into the video, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Whether this idea is realistic or not, whether it's already been discussed behind closed doors or never even considered, I hope this video at least starts a conversation. Because at the end of the day, this proposal doesn't come from a place of anger. It comes from a place of appreciation. I grew up with these games. Millions of us did. Some of my best childhood memories weren't made watching television or scrolling through social media. They were made loading into Crash on Call of Duty 4, trying to survive another round on Nocturne on Toten, landing a trick shot on High Rise, and getting my first tactical nuke on Modern Warfare 2. Staying up until 3 a.m. in the morning with my friends, promising, oh, let's do one more game before the next school day comes. These weren't just games. They became part of our lives. They gave us stories we'll still be telling decades from now on. And I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. Every time an old Call of Duty trailer is uploaded, every time someone posts an old montage, the comments are filled with the same thing. Oh, take me back. I'd do anything to experience this again. This was peak Call of Duty. Those comments aren't coming from a few nostalgic fans. They're coming from millions of people around the world. That's why I truly believe this project can become something special. Not because it would simply sell well, not because it would generate billions of dollars, not because it would compete with other games, but because it would remind people why they fell in love with Call of Duty in the first place. Sometimes the best way to move forward is to remember what made you great. And to the community watching this video, if you believe in this idea, share it. Not because I want views or subscribers, but because great ideas only become reality when enough people believe in them. Maybe nothing happens. Maybe this video is forgotten next week, or maybe someone at Infinity Ward sees it. Maybe someone at Activision shares it internally. Maybe one conversation leads to another. Maybe somebody realizes that preserving one of the greatest eras in gaming history isn't just good for business, it's the right thing to do. Because these games deserve more than fading memories and aging servers. They deserve a future. Infinity Ward, Activision, the golden era doesn't belong in the past. It deserves to live again. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this proposal and you want to see more videos celebrating Call of Duty's history, discussing its future, and self-improvement content, nostalgia content, and personal development, consider subscribing. And if you have your own ideas for what the golden era package should include, leave them in the comments down below. I'd genuinely love to read them. And until next time, take care and peace.